Hello everyone. Good afternoon, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to the technical session 7D. Myself, Saksham Saraf, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the International Congress of Information and Communication Technology, ICICT 2023, London, United Kingdom. The eighth edition of this conference is being organized in hybrid mode. The physical event was held in London on 20th and 21st February 2023, and the virtual event will be held through Zoom. That was yesterday and today, that is 22nd and 23rd February 2023. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we'll have 6 presentations. Each presentation will be given 12 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for question and answers. And I'll raise a gentle reminder in 10 minutes. There is another request to all the participants that you will stay connected to us till the closing remarks. And if you have any query or any update, you can just write it to me in the chat box. So just before we get started, I would like to introduce you to our session chairs. Dr. Muhammad Tawid.
Hi, everyone.
Dr. Muhammad Tawid is a full professor at Thomson Rivers University, Canada. His research interests are meta-heuristic algorithms, inspired computing, computational intelligence, evolutionary computation, artificial intelligence, and their applications to data analysis, big data optimization, engineering problems, optimal control, wireless sensor networks, and operations research. And we also have Dr. Nilesh Sable, sir. Dr. Nilesh P. Sable has overall 15 years of academic experience, presently working at SPPU, approved associate professor in Department of Information Technology, Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology, Pune, India. He has done a PhD in computer science and engineering from Kalinga University, Raipur. Raipur on research problem study on relationship standard mining calculation in data mining. He is SPPU approved PhD research guide. He has published 50 plus papers in national international conferences and journals. He has filed and published 14 patents and 3 copyrights. And he's the author of a couple of books with international publisher like Lombard. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Moving onward, let me invite our first presenter, Umar Zahid, with his paper on a new ultra lightweight authentication protocol for IoTs, MFRAP. You may start your presentation now.
Thank you very much. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let me just share my PowerPoint. All right, so everybody can see my slides?
Perfect, go ahead.
Perfect, thank you so much. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present our work. My name is Dr. Umar Kokar, and my co-author for this research paper is Dr. Bintran. We actually work at Georgia Gwinnett College, GGC, Lawrenceville, United States. And currently we are working on a project, and this particular research paper is one of the product of our research project, which is security analysis for IoTs. So without taking a lot of time, I just want to get started with my presentation. This is the abstract, the overall view, what we're going to discuss in this presentation. So mainly, this particular research deals with the IoTs, Internet of Things, and specifically the secure communication between the sensors and the gateway. In fact, so as you know, IoTs are basically the system of interconnected, interrelated devices, computing devices, which are provided with unique identification and the ability to transmit the data without human intervention. So specifically, this particular research will deal with the identification phase, and we're going to use the radio frequency identification, RFID. We have implemented RFID in our project for the identification purpose. So in this research paper, we mainly have focused on the vulnerabilities of the existing ultra lightweight mutual authentication protocols. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. Some common pitfall vulnerabilities, and then based on those vulnerabilities, to avoid those vulnerabilities specifically, we came up with our own ultra lightweight mutual authentication protocol. And finally, I'll give a quick overview of some future directions and over future plans, what we are working on our end, and what would be the some other opportunities for other folks as well who are interested in this field. This is our sequence of presentation. I'll just quickly give an overview of the architecture for RFID systems and applications, and then I'll go all the way to some research questions, related work, and over specific work. So this is a quick abstract view of RFID system, radio frequency identification, where we have mainly the three entities. One is the tag, which is a small object which need to be identified. So tag is basically embedded onto the object which needs to be identified. It would be embedded on it. And the reader is basically, it acts as a scanner which reads out all the tag which enter in the vicinity of the reader. And readers are connected with a backend database, which is basically the cloud. And typically we consider the communication channel between the reader and the backend database is secure, because we can afford the high security solutions for that, high security frameworks we can embed for that to protect that particular channel. The only concern is where we have the tag and the gateway. In our case, it's going to be the reader. So the tag and the reader, this particular channel is a wireless channel. As you know, wireless channels, of course, open for all type of adversaries. So this particular channel is going to be over area of interest. And that's basically the purpose, where we have to let both the reader and tag authenticate each other, and of course, allow them for secure communication as well. Just a classification of the tag before we jump into the tags, because we can actually work on the authentication protocols for the tags, and specifically, of course, on the reader as well. So we need to know which sort of tag we're going to talk about. So as some of you guys already familiar with the radio RFID tags. So over focus is going to be the passive tags, and these passive tags, they don't have any on-chip batteries, they don't have any power, and they depends on the power on basically from the reader. So whenever the reader scans those tags, these tags would be empowered. Protocols, as far as protocols are concerned, we have different categories of the protocols. Full-fledged, where we can afford the traditional cryptographic algorithms, cryptographic framework, we can use that, we can deploy those. Simple, where we can afford some sort of lightweight protocols, and some lightweight protocols are basically those where we cannot use symmetric and asymmetric traditional algorithms. Over research focus is going to be the ultra lightweight, and I'll come to that. What are the resources constraint of the ultra lightweight protocols? I'll come to that in a bit. The reason why RFID is one of the most suitable identification scheme, plenty of reason. One of the reason is non-line of sight capability, automatic and unique identification, which makes it best contended for IoTs and other identification purposes. It basically it's offer plenty of other features as well, which I'm gonna talk about in a bit. So let me just directly jump into the research questions, and what exactly we're trying to figure out, what exactly the purpose of this research. So cryptology is basically the main field which encompasses cryptography and cryptanalysis. In this research, our focus was cryptography and cryptanalysis. In cryptography, we came up with a new algorithm. In cryptanalysis, we investigated the existing algorithms and reported and found some vulnerabilities. And in our algorithm, we tried to avoid those vulnerabilities. Just a small black box of cryptography, for example, sender and receiver, because we're going to use a symmetric encryption with ultra lightweight flavor in it. So both sender and receiver, they pre-share a key, a secret key. Sender will encrypt the data by using the secret key, make a ciphertext. Once the legitimate receiver will receive the ciphertext, they are going to use the same key and get the original message back. This is basically what are the constraints for the ultra lightweight cryptography in order to compliance to EPC class 1 generation 2 tags. The biggest challenge is maximum number of gates. The gate equivalent we can use is 10,000 gates. And for security related tasks, we can only use up to 4,000 gates. which basically restricts a lot of other security solutions. So we cannot actually use some traditional AES, we can't use RSA and stuff like that in order to embed, in order to design the low-cost RFID tags. And these are different the tag sizes, like the word sizes, which we can use with the passive tags. So the actual challenge is we need to actually come up with the algorithm which can be implemented, which can be designed within the 4,000 logic gates. That's basically the ultimate goal. And from here, the ultra lightweight concept came in, where we just use the bitwise logical operators and some non-traditional ultra lightweight primitives to come up with a secure solution. So this is what we need to compliance with. Just to give you an overall idea of the ultra lightweight mutual authentication protocol, UMAPs is a short form. This is just a generic structure where reader has the data of all the tags. We are assuming that reader got the data of all IDs, which is temporary ID, the session ID, and the keys of the legitimate tags. Anybody has any question? All right. So for example, a tag having an ID, a secret ID, IDs, which is a temporary ID, which can be publicly exchanged, keys, which are again the secret keys. So when a tag enters in the reader's vicinity, reader will inquire the tag by sending a hello message, ask it, who are you? And the tag will respond publicly again with IDs. And that particular IDs is the public ID. Like again, that's a temporary ID in fact. So what's going to happen after receiving the IDs, the temporary or session ID of the tag? The reader who knows the ID and the keys will construct a message, MR message, and then for the freshness of the session, it will also generate a random number. In most of the UMAPs, the concept was random number generator. Basically, it sits with only the reader. Reader is able to generate the random numbers because to save the cost on the tag side. So what happens here? Reader embed or integrate a random number with the keys and come up with the message MR. When the message will be received by the tag extract the random number, and after extracting the random number, it will authenticate the reader because the message would have the keys associated with the tag, and only legitimate reader would have an idea of those particular keys. And after authenticating the reader, tag will forward its ID, conceal a message empty, and forward its original ID to the reader. So reader can also authenticate the tag, so the mutual or bidirectional communication starts. And after the successful authentication, both the reader and the tag, they're going to update the keys and the session ID for the future correspondence. So this is the overall idea of the UMAPs, ultra lightweight mutual authentication protocols. We did a comprehensive study. I just put few of the names here. We did a comprehensive study where we have studied different protocols which have been proposed so far, because the concept of these UMAPs started back in 2006. There was a scientist, there's a scientist who's still here, Pedro Paris Lopez. He came up with the 3 algorithms, EMAP, LMAP, and M2AP. And then after that, plenty of other people, researchers, they actually proposed different algorithms. But unfortunately, almost all of the existing protocols have been compromised. All of the protocol have been compromised to either disclosure attack, full disclosure attack, desynchronization attack, and many other traceability attack, etc., etc. So what's the research question? Problem, like the people like me will develop the protocols, design new algorithms, and people like XYZ, they will come up with the vulnerabilities. So we try to actually investigate the research question. What exactly the vulnerabilities? Why these UMAPs are getting compromised? So is it possible to come up with a comprehensive security framework where we can test out this, we can analyze the security of these UMAPs? And can we come up with a UMAP which can satisfy that rigorous security framework? And lastly, the hardware implementation. Would it be possible to have a practical UMAP in a hardware form? It would be possible. So these are the research questions which we started with. So our research started with these research questions. So this is just an assumption, like what adversity know and what kind of stuff adversity need to extract. And of course, it's the ciphertext adversity have access to it. So this is one of the protocol, EMAP, and again, this cryptanalysis model was basically explored back in 2008. Where I'm going to quickly show you. I'm not going to actually go in that detail. So what basically happening here? This was
Sorry
just like
to
a generic
interrupt,
algorithm.
Umar. You are
Sorry?
running late.
All right. Thank you for the heads up. So basically, what was the actual problem? The actual problem was the message, the poor composition of the message. If you look at this particular message here, the D message, here we have IDS, which is AND with K4, the key, and XOR with AND2. So it is very, very easy because AND operation, as you know, it has a 70% the bias with the binaries. So attacker can easily extract the random number, and eventually, if you extract the random number, you can easily extract the keys and IDs and other secret values as well. So this is basically just a complete model of the cryptanalysis of EMAP we conducted on that. And after EMAP, we actually performed the cryptanalysis for the SASE protocol, and we here use the RLC, the cryptanalysis model, recursive linear cryptanalysis model. And by solving the linear equation, we came up with the final ID, and we extracted the final ID and random number as well for SASE protocol, one of the widely used protocol. So after conducting all these related work and cryptanalysis, we came up with the pitfalls, the common pitfalls which people have doing. And these are some of the pitfalls which people have, which we found in the previously vulnerable algorithms. What we did is we actually came up with a security model where we actually put a function that we tested this functionality of the protocol and the security attacks. And we perform the security analysis model. Like some of the attacks were the structured cryptanalysis, which we put in our security attack model. And some of the attack were just the ad hoc based, which are not extensible to a larger category. But those act as a stepping stone for the future development of those security analysis model. So that was basically our algorithm, which we came up, which 100% satisfy the security frame. It complies with, first of all, EPC class 1 generation 2 tags, and it complies with our security model as well. And here we have introduced a new concept, and we came up with the ultra lightweight random number generator, and we tried to integrate the random number generator with the tags. We came up with a new function, the clock function. This is a hardware schematic of our clock function. And we did perform the randomness test for our clock function. So random number generators should have the biased randomness. As I mentioned earlier, we have performed the formal security analysis. We have done the structured cryptanalysis model and also checked the correctness of the algorithm using the band logic as well. Lastly, just to conclude our discussion, so we actually started with the investigating the existing algorithms. We performed the cryptanalysis, identified some pitfalls, and after doing that, after identifying the pitfalls, we actually came up with a security model. And then then to comply with the security model, we came up with a new ultra lightweight mutual authentication protocol with a new non-triangular function, which is the clock function. Mostly, like the one thing which is still it's kind of ongoing, and it's basically where we are basically working on the hardware implementation of this algorithm, so we can conform to the EPC class 1 generation 2 tags, and that's going to be one of the future direction which people or researcher, if the people who wants to step into this field, they can also investigate to that. So efficient hardware implementation and some structured cryptanalysis are also desirable for the future development of that. So thank you very much, and I'm really sorry I actually I went over the time, and thank you very much. If anybody has any questions, I'm available for that.
Yes, Chair, do you have any question?
Yes. Sir, we are currently we are having some of the protocols like network protocol based. We are having one identification protocol. Network protocol based is one of the protocol in that. We are having again some of the protocol like directional packet length is one of the protocol which is used for identification. identification. So what exactly is basic difference between your protocol and this new protocol, which was now initially developed? That was a directional packet length. By using that, they were detecting it.
Actually, I have not investigated in the network identification protocol for that purpose, because these protocols, the one which I'm talking about, these protocol actually, again, just like the network protocol, we implement these protocol on the presentation layer. I have never done those protocols. I mean, I've never investigated or worked on those protocols, because my area was basically the embedded system. And I actually worked only on the real-time operating system and real-time devices. So these particular protocols are typically, for the low-cost system. I'm not sure about those, but yeah, I can look into that, because I tried to actually work on the zero knowledge proof algorithms, but those are beyond, like, they require excessive resources, which are beyond the scope of the ultra lightweight devices, especially the embedded devices.
Okay, you have stated that you have analyzed some of the protocols. What exactly your findings were why after analyzing that protocols?
We reported
Existing.
Yes, so I have identified few vulnerabilities, which I put it in my research paper as well, like what exactly was the problem. The biggest challenge was the inclusion of the triangular functions. Like most of the existing protocols, they were using basically totally the bitwise logical operators. Using the simple triangular function, it makes it very challenging to come up with or increase the confusion and diffusion properties of the messages. Second problem was they were using some biased operators. For example, like if you look at the truth table for the AND operation or the AND operation, so it's like 75% biased toward one value of one number, which is 0. And similarly, for example, if you use an OR operation, it is again biased toward the binary 0. So these using of these particular functions could be a problem. Third problem was the poor composition of the messages. Most of the people, they have not used the formal cryptanalysis, formal models like Tango, recursive differential, Grosvenor basis to verify their claims. So these were some of the problems which we actually figured it out, the qualitative problems after doing the quantitative testing.
Okay, thank you. That's it from my side.
All right. Thank you. We thank you, the speaker here. Thank you for your nice talk. So we'll go for the second one. All right. So with the second speaker that we have here, I think just 1 second here, Dr. Intisar. So that is, she's going to talk about here association rule for buffer overflow, and just go ahead, please.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for letting me to just present our paper. This is me, Dr. Intisar Mandari, and I will share the screen with you now. So you can hear me, yes?
Yes, we hear you, yeah.
Okay, so just our topic, our research paper is about association rules for a buffer overflow vulnerability detection using machine learning. Actually, we are 3 authors. We are all from academic cybersecurity, Advanced Cybersecurity Academy in Oman. In this presentation, or in this presentation, I will just talk about the background, the problem statement, experimental methodology, discussion, which is contain of result analysis and validation, and at the end we will discuss such conclusion and the future work. In terms of the background, first of all, in 2021, the National Vulnerability Database have been announced that there are over 19,537 vulnerabilities exploited by cyber attacks, which is lead to access sensitive data or disrupting the business work. This most of this vulnerability is under the buffer overflow vulnerability, which is exploiting the system buffer by submitting data more than what it can or what's it allocated for the memory itself. The detection of the buffer overflow vulnerability, actually it's complex and challenging because it's a content-based attack mostly. And the recent study is shown that the use of machine learning methods can significantly enhance the detection for the detection performance of the cybersecurity attacks. The problem within the buffer overflow, the problem statement of our work, that buffer overflow vulnerabilities, the detection for this kind of vulnerabilities or attacks is somehow challenging, and it will generate lots of alerts. Why? Because there is a lot of features have been injected for the rule to detect the buffer overflow, and so multiple alerts is generated. As in one bucket, the attacker, they can use to do these vulnerabilities or to exploit the system, they can use more than one features. So for each feature, an alert will be triggered. What we will work on, enhance the detection. So we will just specify what unique features for the buffer overflow feature vulnerabilities, and then we will make an intrinsic correlation between these features. This is the aim for our work. Our study go through such stages. First of all, we do data preparation, then we deploy feature selection algorithm to determine what kind of features that we will focus on, and then we just implement or inject these features in the association rule mining algorithm. We get the best correlation for these features, and then we validate our result. In terms for the data preparation, we use NCL-KDD datasets. We do a pre-processing by resampling to make the dataset more balanced, and we remove the duplicate records. We use tenfold cross-validation for the for running the experiments. In terms for the feature selection algorithm here, we used 13 content-based features to be analyzed. Which one of these features is relevant for buffer overflow vulnerabilities, and we determine that through 7 feature selection algorithm. The outcomes of these features, we use the high-ranked features around from the 7 algorithms that have been deployed, and we conclude that from that algorithms, we just reach out that there are 4 main features that we can use it to determine the buffer overflow vulnerability, or for the detection of buffer overflow vulnerability, which is hot, root shell, number of compromise, and file creation. The results that's come out from the feature selection algorithm, we have using 7 algorithms. We just the top ranked features here, as you can see here, and then we just display here the average merit, and we just justify how far this the result is accurate through using the Navy SPS. What we can see that some features here is like, for example, number 4 and in number 2 algorithm, we have login in, but we didn't select this one. Why? Because the gap between the last rank and the rank for login is a big gap between that in both algorithm. So here just it's 8.3, this is 4.6, which mean that's not most relevant or related to this kind of attacks or vulnerability. After we just get the 4 feature selection algorithm, we inject the system for association rule mining with these features. We use a prior association rule mining algorithm, and we generate four large set items from the prior association rule mining algorithm using machine learning. And that set, we use it as an input to generate the best association rule between those sets. If you just see here, this is the list for this, I think it's more. So just we have 4 item sets here. This is the list of the attributes. all of these item sets is with the support value 1 and confidence 0.9. What we can see here, for each value we get, for each, for example, feature, we get a value and the number of the sample in the data set. We conclude that we inject that outcomes for the association rule mining algorithm, which is a prior association rule mining, and we just get that. If for example, the rules, the best rules, 10 best rules for mining it, for example, let's say, just examine this one. If the root shell exists and number of file creation exists, it's mean leading to hot. If the hot and then file creation, it's lead to the root shell. We use all of these 10 rules to build our rule detection for the detection of the buffer overflow vulnerabilities. After we get that, when we validate our results we use the knowledge base, the mechanism that's for the vulnerabilities, buffer overflow vulnerabilities, we use it, and plus the outcomes from the association rule mining. We build two scenarios. The scenario one is based on the privilege escalation or gaining system privilege, and the scenario two we use it is based on system interruption for the exploitations. As what we can see here, we give such indications what's this each scenario is talk about. For example, if one signature of the compromise condition is presented, then a root shell is presented, we have to get an alert. If also a compromise condition is present, root shell is presented, and hot access is present, we have to get an alert. Also for the scenario B, the scenario that we have built it here, plus the rules, the association rule mining rules, we just injected as we use it to build the rules to be injected within the Suricata. We use Suricata version 6, and we just test these rules through a Exia traffic generator. What we can see here, there is an enhancement for the both cases. For case A, or for the intrusion scenario A, before we apply or deploy the association rule, we have 210 alerts, but after that we have get 74 alerts, which mean an enhancement to 64%. For case B, we get 121 alerts before association, and after association we get 13 alerts, which mean 89% enhancement. Why we get this enhancement? Because for example, some alerts that's generating here before association, it's mean that it can be for one bucket. For example, one bucket contain more than compromised condition or more than one features. So we get for each feature, we get an alert. But after association, we correlate, make an intrinsic correlation between these features. We reduce the number of the alerts and we enhance the detection or the accuracy. What we can conclude, and the conclusion and the future work of our study, that the feature selection algorithm and association rule mining is required for enhancing the detection of the buffer overflow vulnerabilities. And in future, we need to just go not only for the content-based feature, we will need to go to traffic-based features, and maybe in future we will study other type of attacks. So this is what I can say about our research paper. For more details, you can ask questions.
Okay, thank you so much for the talk here. So now it's open the floor for any question here. Anyone would like to ask a question?
Yes, which you have used 7 machine learning algorithms for finding the features. So which one was the best fit algorithm for this, for finding the features?
We go back here. Sorry. Yes, the best result for this one. It's go to.
It's not visible quite clearly.
Okay,
Which one
I will
it is?
share the screen. Just wait, please. I will share the screen. I I don't know. It's not sure. The best result is going to the first selection, first type, which is the best first algorithm. It's good.
Okay.
99.6% for that one.
Okay, basically, for this association, we use like association types like casual, chance is there, casual is there, non-casual is there. Which one you have used for your work?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yes, basically for association, we use 3 types of association, like chance association or casual association or non-casual association. So which one you have preferred for your work?
I use actually a prior association rule.
Yeah, that is the rule which you are applying. Okay, it's fine. Why you find a priori as the best
You know
fit?
why? You know why? Because our data set is a supervised data set, so we cannot use other kind of association rule. We are only going to a prior association, and the prior association, because there are 2 stages within each other, and the intrinsic correlation is the stage 1 is it will be the output of stage 1. It will be an input for the stage 2. So for that we go through a prior association rule mining. And because of our data set, it is a classified and a supervised data set.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other question here? Maybe you take another one? No? Oh, okay. Again, thank you so much for our speaker here. Thank you for the talk here. Thank you. So go for the third one.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. Now I invite Joanna Monteiro with a paper on data-driven design in e-commerce, contribution of customer data applied to user experience. You may start your presentation now. Joanna, you are not audible.
Sorry, I'm now. I'm.
Yeah, you're audible now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity for presenting my paper here. Please say that you are seeing my screen.
Yeah, it's visual.
Okay. So the title of my article is Data-Driven Design in E-commerce, Contribution of Customer Data Applied to User Experience. My name is Joanna Monteiro, and I did this research as per my master's degree in Polytechnic Institute for Management and Technology in Gaia, Portugal, with the co-author that is Dr. and Professor Firmino Silva, that is already present also in this session. Regarding to the agenda of this paper, I'm going to present the introduction for the research I did, the literature review, the proposed methodology, discussion, and also the conclusion. What is about my article? This study was with the objective to explore the data and analyze the best practice of data-driven design, that is D3 in terms of naming strategies is in user experience e-commerce platforms. The paper focuses on the importance of using this type of data collection strategies to improve user experience applied in this type of platforms that are regarding online shops and e-commerce. In terms of the state of art, I explored several articles and scientific papers regarding e-commerce, user experience, data-driven design, and also another ones regarding also machine learning and artificial intelligence. Starting with user experience, UX, this concept was created by Donald Norman and is referring to all the interactions user has with the platforms. More specifically, see if the platforms are meeting the needs and the objectives that user has when he is using it. Regarding specifically to online shops, these terms are very important related to usability of the platform, functionality, content, and performance. Jacob Nielsen's usability heuristics are very popular to and also the most chosen tools to create a website and also to evaluate in terms of user experience. However, these web metrics could be very helpful regarding to evaluate in the non-subjective way and provide more context to explore what is best for the users. In e-commerce, these platforms collect a lot of information, and this traffic data can be and can generate a lot of insights to user behavior, and we can use it to explore them to give the user and the customer personalized and some more specific give the user the what they need and what meets their necessities. Regarding to e-commerce, this is very popular nowadays, increased with the pandemics, and these platforms, as I mentioned before, collect a lot of data that are because they are interacting with a lot of users and a lot of customers, and so several tools and also strategies to improve user experience are already studied in the past. Some of them more popular are tracking of customer behavior, personalization strategies, sentiment analysis, customer satisfaction, and customer segmentation. Related to the term data-driven design, D3, this term is applying to design some platform based on data collection, and there are several D3 techniques that are already implementing in these type of platforms. For example, user research, that is very common in terms of the user experience methodology regarding to user interviews, questionnaires, heuristic analysis, also, as I mentioned. Third-party analytics applications. I'm referring the most popular is Google Analytics, but there are a lot of them regarding to heat maps, pixel tracking, and real-time user visualization. These are very these platforms are very useful to collect this type of interactions with users. In the last part of the development of the web design project, in terms of usability, you can use A/B tests and usability tests to provide user some interfaces to choose, for example, or there are these types of tests can help to understand what is the best screen to present user. Net Promoter Score, NPS, that is related to the customer satisfaction in terms of the customer process, in terms of purchasing the website, and related to machine learning and artificial intelligence recommendation systems. These are collecting information and give in real time automated content and notifications that user that meets the customer needs, and marketing automation that use also this type of technology to notify and to send notification and emails to users regarding what they want. Regarding specifically to e-commerce data collection, this data that customers provide to these platforms could be also data can be personal and non-personal, and customer behavior is highly influenced by the trust towards the online provider. So there, the companies need to be careful and also to have these concerns that could be risks associated to this. So there is a need to have to use primary data to collect it directly from the platform, and this could provide the better experience for the user to know that this data is not going to be given away for another platform or something like that. This should be also a concern when we are using this type of tools. The proposed methodology. This paper aims to be a guide for application of these digital tools and of data collection, and how can they improve the user experience in e-commerce platforms, and also how can we enhance the websites with these components. The first comparison regarding the state of art that I collected was to create a table when I can compare e-commerce web strategies and also D3 techniques already existing, and how can we combine it itself. So for example, in terms of e-commerce web strategies, we have customer behavior tracking. This can be used in terms of data collection techniques, usability testing or A/B testing for example, interface design evaluation. Regarding customer segmentation, we have user research. We can collect this information and sending segmented notifications for users. Personalization, we can use recommended systems and marketing automation. And for example, we can provide in the website products cross-selling and upselling. Sentiment analysis, this regarding to test evaluation, we can collect feedback and reviews from the website to improve our customer experience. Customer satisfaction, we have NPS, Net Promoter Score, and we can evaluate the after-sales satisfaction rating. And in terms of the user's flow of the interface, we have Google Analytics and these third-party tools like Heatmaps. We can analyze with them interaction between pages and navigation. The second step with my methodology was to relate these user e-commerce web strategies and parameters and strategies for applied to e-commerce, and I use these 6 that I consider the most influential and fundamental parameters to construct and maintain an online shop. We can start with design. For example, this is more related to UI, to visual screens, to components, and you can use customer segmentation for this particular component. Regarding to the structure, the interaction, the second point, we can use functionality that is more related to functionality and usability. You can use customer behavior tracking. In terms of the structure, navigation and structure architecture of the website, you can use interface user flows. Regarding to conversion, the actual purchase in the website, we can use personalization to give the user this more personalized conversion. In terms of retention, that is usage in the retention in the platform, we can use sentiment analysis. And in terms of loyalty, that is the recurrence of the user, of the customer in the platform, and the fidelity to the e-commerce website, you can use customer satisfaction. And these parameters are not in sequence in this image, but they are iterative. They could and need to be constantly evaluated, and because there are also something to change regularly, and this data is going to change. Is something that is not stagnant in time. We need to also design and to think about these methodologies in endlessly way, and also this could provide to improve our website in the future. As you can see, this research was only based on the literature review I did, because these online shops, this was not tested in a concrete case study that will be part of the progress of this work. This was only based on the state of art that I collected. And also this proposal is not limited. As I mentioned, these technological and digital tools are always evolution, and they could be another one in the future that could be best to give these tools to the website. So this should be a methodology that could be improved in the future with new parameters, new strategies, new techniques to complement this research. We can also point that in future work, if we're going to progress test in the companies that are using these platforms. We need to also to identify if these techniques and tools are being used by these companies, and if the professionals have the knowledge and the expertise to handle these tools, because could be a gap if they are not using, and also could also be a risk in this investigation. For the conclusion, this is innovative and approach to generate better data-driven and personalized user experience in e-commerce, and aim to increase this conversion and loyalty using relevant data, because I believe, we created this, that we need to understand the customer behavior to meet their goals, and data that we collected from them are the most valuable tool we have to improve and enhance our websites and our e-commerce platforms the best way we can. So we can consider this could be an effective practice to design an e-commerce website with a level of user experience. Thank you very much, and I'm available for questions.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. From my side, the research what you have done, there are a number of existing systems which are using the same thing, or there are a number of papers which are stating the same. So how exactly your research is different from them?
Yeah, yes, this specific study about this combination between data-driven design and e-commerce and user experience. I was not aware of a research that combine these three topics, but the purpose here is to give this methodology and these guidelines, but as I mentioned before, this was only based on literature review. This was not tested, and if I pursue to test these in the companies, I could collect more data and to be more relevant in terms of the research. But for now, this was the work I done. So I'm not sure what are the others papers that could have this combination.
Okay, fine. No issue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Tawi, do you have any question?
No, that's okay. Thank you for the talk. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. Now I invite Diana Pavlova with a paper on file formats and design data transfer for dental needs. You may start your presentation.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hello to everyone. I'm Diana Pavlova. I'm a PhD student, and today I will explain my research, file formats and digital data transfer for dental needs. For this research, I work with my other team, Tihomir Dobromojev and Dimo Doskalov, Rosalina Dimova, Beata Morgalska, people from Technical University of Varna and Facility of Engineering Management, Poznan University of Technology, and Dental Prime Dental Clinic. Our research, what do you mean? Introduction. Modern dental care is comparative process characterized by the transfer of information electronically. It starts with importing search file containing dental data digital data that is obtained from intraoral camera run.
Sorry to interrupt you, Dinah, but I think so your slides are not moving. Make it full screen.
It's full screen.
No, it's not moving to the next. We are only just with the first slide.
Just a moment. Now.
Yes, it's second slide, but not in the full screen.
It's not full. At the moment. It's not full screen, but why? Just a moment. Sorry, I will open something other file. Now it's full screen.
No, yet not. You can just press the F5 or function F5 for the same.
What can I do? Your screen in pause.
Otherwise, you can just one time you can just stop share screen and again share the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. And okay. And this is other type of format of my presentation. Okay. I will continue. Data management and transfers is an important part of the running dental practice. This leads to workflow change, improving productivity and improving the patient experience. A plenary in a predictable result combined with mathematical accuracy and important for the stage of the construction. Possibility of rapid production of prototype, though 3D printing can directly affect the physical moment for a patient. Unifying the use of the file formats by different software give a fast workflow to no need to converge to overwrite the information. The use of the correct file formats for the transfer of digital data is necessary, which depends on the construction of the correct technological methodology, covering that the law of partially working process in the design practice. Referring to the digital transfer of data for dental needs, file formats are special applied. This is related both on individual design approach and to the available material base. Material and method include diagnosis after performing the relevant administrative activities, including the informed consent, thought examination, performed by the treating dentist, the specific situation, the problems, pains, elements, and other future characteristics of a clinical case are discussed with the patient. It's concluded with the formation of a treatment strategy and plan, choice of dental treatment methodology, plenary forecasting, materials and technology, physical aspect, materials and materials for the manufacture of dental implants and abutments. The materials is titanium alloy T6A40V, which has been proven to effective in recent years, is most often used. Photopolymer material are used to make temporary crowns, and zirconium oxide is used for final dental crowns. I will present two cases, and in this certain case, other types of materials can be used for implants and crowns. Also practicable is the application of additional bioactive materials such as hydroxyapatite and titanium dioxide taught plasma treatment in order to provide condition for faster osteo integration. Other moments is physical and emotional aspect. Physical and emotional aspect is mainly related to patient confidence that their dental problems will be solved, then discomfort during dental procedure will be minimal, pain minimized to a maximum. Digital smile imaging software is technology used which should motivate the patient to resolve the disease. Technology, software, and additive technology. Software. In the present time, the software product of 3Shape, Autodesk, Mesh Mixer, Mailbox, 3D Sprint, and other are mostly used to optimize the three-dimensional polygon mesh obtained after three-dimensional scanning and to create solid volumes. This software are also used to generate digital smile images and other applications that are semi or fully automatic in their operation. Additive technology, computer tomography machine by means of CT machine X-ray are taken of a section of the jaw for the relevant clinical case, or panoramic X-ray of the entire jaw, upper and lower. 3D intraoral scan. They serve for direct imaging of the oral cavity, which allow teeth to be digitalized in polygonal mesh models. 3D printers work by editing material. They allow virtually any dental geometry model to be reproduced from compatible computer file formats containing digital dental data. They are often used for actual fabrication of temporary dental crowns and adjusting dental test models, part of jaw or whole specimens. In order to test the quality of the three-dimensional geometry, 3D printers allow the fabrication of partial temporal prostheses. Other technologies, CNC machine, they work by removing material. Other machines include various machines for additional processing and filling of the material, mainly of zircon. File format. List of the file extension used for 3D graphics. File formats associated with 3D graphic software, CAD/CAM software, and 3D visualization toolkits. 3D computer graphic file formats are graphic files that use a three-dimensional representation of geometric data with the possibility of the operator making change to them even with remote access. Of file format for different type of software, Newton, 3Shape, 3D Sprint Basic, they use it STL file format. Function of this file format, the STL file format extension is associated with standard tessellation language, common CAD stereolithography formats for 3D modeling, prototyping, and for use in 3D printers. The STL file describes the surface geometry of 3D object without any representation of color, texture, or other common CAD model attributes. It exists in both binary and ICICT tool format. 3Shape uses ATR format. The ATR file format extends related to image format used in medicine. Object file extension 3D object graphics format represents the 3D geometry, such as position of the each vertex, the texture coordinate associated with vertex, the normal to each vertex, and the face that makes each polygon. Newton and 3Shape start to use it PLA. Polygon graphics, the PLA file consists of header followed by list of vertices and the list of polygons. Technical realization, dental technical craft process. The professional competence of the technician, software specialists and practice who know the applied dental materials is very important. In the present clinical case, the biocompatible dental materials, Titan 6AI4V for the implants and Zircon 02 for the crown were applied. Some of the materials may be different at the discretion of the treating dentist. For example, if the patient has a strong intolerance to certain metal, this is specific already at the stage of administrative preparation of the documents. Application of other biocompatible titanium alloy zircon for dental implants and other is possible. Projects that the dental clinic can afford its own research center. It works with a partnership with university, institutes, HG, or according to the joint program at project. CAD/CAM studies are performed to increase the final dental result. For example, SolidWorks software is proven to be one of the leading best software for designing solid three-dimensional geometry that can be studied in a computer environment using affinity element analysis to ensure and obtain planar result when performing computer simulation in SolidWorks environment. Static loads are very often applied, and the results are expressed in the mathematical value of the factor of safety. The calculation of the result is expressed in mathematical value. In parallel, their visualized graphic and simple can be taken, where it is the greatest importance that the design of the three-dimensional geometry with the defined material has minimum balance of the quality of the material. Clinical case 1, restoration of dental jaw of man. In Dental Prime Dental Clinic, the following two clinical cases were registered where complete restoration of dental jaw is required. Picture 1 shows the tooth dental status of the patient, position of the implant, order from.
You are running late.
What? Can you hear?
Late, so.
I'm late. I'm sorry. Order form in the 3Shape software, digital impression of the upper lower jaw and bite scan bodies placed in the implants. Overrun image in the blue or digital impression in the temporary PMMA prosthesis in gray. Anatomical prototype design check for the bite accuracy and occlusal contact in virtual articulator. And 3D printing prototype of PMMA and 3D printing laboratory working model, place laboratory analogs of implant and printing soft gingiva models of the right shown in 3D printing. And this is first case, and this is second case, restoration of dental jaw of woman. And here we have dental status of the patient, showing position of the implant again, and computer tomography, image with placed implants, digital impression of the upper and lower, 3D printing working model with laboratory analysis and soft gingiva and PMMA prototypes show a sequence of photograph of the complete recovery of family patient. And discussion and conclusion. Following the implementation of the defined methodology of the dental jaw of the two patients, male and family respectively, we have successfully restored it. After carrying out of the dental treatment manipulation, the patient passed the monitoring time, distance, and the problems were reported. The Dental Prime Dental Clinic is visited more by one above average number of unsick patients. Its static showed that the proportion is around 20%, whereas in the dental clinics, this figure is 10%. For unsick patient, the treatment is done under general anesthetic or sedation, where the treatment is monitored by an anesthetic and dental assistant. During the treatment, at any time by means at hand signal, and many times they stop the procedure and other things who help this patient. Conclusion, the research done cover file format and digital data transfer for dental needs, up-to-date software application with their working file extension, compatible with additive engineer, are theoretical presented to real clinical case or fully complete dental structure of men and women are presented in the work process. Modern almost automatic technology implementation are applied, ensuring maximum quality of the finished dental structure, which are fully developed with the help of our present technology. This ensures patients receive the best possible care. The research is presented in detail that would be useful to dental health professional, patient, and our government. Acknowledgement for our partners for this research. And the reference. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Diana. So,
Yeah, thank you.
any question?
No questions from my side, sir.
Okay. So thank you, Diana. We look forward to the next presentation.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. Now I invite Abdul Rahman S. Alinizi with his paper on machine learning approach for diabetes prediction. Sir, you may start your presentation now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. You hear me, please?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Abdul, and I would like to thank you for attending this presentation. It's an honor to be speaking to you today. The topic of my presentation is machine learning approach for diabetes. In this presentation, I will be explaining why this approach is important, and I will also provide some practical way which you can implement this approach to improve your accurate situation. Thank you for your patience. I'm looking forward to starting and sharing this with you today. Actually, diabetes is one of the most
Sorry to
deadly
interrupt you, Abdul Rahman. Can you share your screen?
Sorry?
Your screen is not shared.
Not share? Okay.
No.
Wait, just wait, please. Okay. First of all, machine learning approach for diabetes prediction. Diabetes is the one of the most deadly disease affect large numbers of the population. Diabetes mellitus can develop for many different reasons. Example: age, obesity, inactivity, genetics, poor diet, high blood pressure, etc. Diabetes raises the individual risk of the contracting many other diseases such as heart disease, kidney disease, visual issue, nerve damage, etc. The aim of this study was to create a system that can accurately detect it early onset of diabetes in patients by combining the result of the various machine learning algorithm. Using 3 different supervised machine learning methods, which are decision trees, random forest, support vectors machine. The decision trees works on the principle of the decision making. It can be described in the of the tree to provide high level accuracy, and stability. Random forest classification. The random forest classifier, it creates multi-decision trees from a randomly selected subset of a training data set. The support factor, the support factors machines, support factor machines is a supervised classifier machine learning algorithms that can used both for recognition and classification. It's prominently applied in solving classification problems. The goal of support factors machine is to classify data points by appropriate hyperplane within multi-dim. This slide describes preparation of data to predict the end result. Dataset, the experiment in this study were conducted using real-world dataset, extracted from the UCI collection of the machine learning dataset. For example, participation details, gender, high blood pressure, physically active, smoking, alcohol, duration to sleep, intake of fast food, for example. The result, this algorithm were compared to determine which algorithm produce the most significant result based on accuracy and precision. Precision model and predicted zero protection having no diabetes and one as having diabetes, and accuracy of 97.3 was 0.3% was provided by the random forest method. The decision tree classifier had a 95.23% accuracy rate, and the performance of the support back to machine classifier was accuracy of 94.4%. The finally conclusion for my topic: the primary objectives of this disease protection system is to provide disease forecast based on symptom information. This system gives the result in the form of the diseases provenance, and it does so by establishing it on the symptoms that user is accurately experience. Using decision trees, random forest, and support vectors machine algorithms, diabetes data is categorized to assess whether or not a patient has a condition known as diabetes. The exercise aims to discover which of these trees algorithm generate the most significant outcomes to terms of the accuracy and precision by comparing them. In models zero indicated that the person does have diabetes, and one indicates that the person does have diabetes. the application of the machine learning strategies which were used in random forest. The result in accuracy of 97.3%, the performance of the support vectors machine classifier was 91.4%, while the performance of the decision trees classifier was 94.23% accurate. Thank you for listening. I'm ready for any question.
Okay. Can you go for the slide of data set?
Okay. Okay.
Can you tell what exactly this real-time data set you have? What does it mean, real-time data?
Yeah, this is for University of California Airmen. The data of users.
Okay, what was the data size? Go forward, go forward. Next slide.
Yeah, next slide. Or okay, this is slide or
wait. Let it be visible. Next. Yeah, what was the size of the data?
yeah, it's like a University of a classifier in a fair like between like. Do you want the size of? I cannot hear you, please.
Yes, what was the size of the data set which you have handled for this analysis?
I cannot hear you, please. Sorry, I cannot hear you because I have about 40 patients, like around 40 patients.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, any question, please?
Yes. Can I ask a question, please?
Okay.
Yes. No.
Actually, from your presentation, you are mentioned to use 3 different machine learning. And you say that first one is the support vector machine and decision tree and also the random forest. According to the result, what is the best accuracy from which is machine learning, from the 3 type of machine learning, which one is the best accurate result? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for a question. These 3 algorithms are evaluated to see which one yields the most not wealthy result. An accuracy of 97.3 was provided by the machine learning method, utilized in random forest. The decision tree, the decision tree classified had 94.23% accuracy rate, and the performance of the support vectors machine classified was 94.91.4.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Look forward to the next.
Okay. So thank you for your presentation. Now I invite Tawakkal Baruddin with his paper on sentiment analysis, predicting the position of Islamic potential parties in Indonesia in the next elections. You may present your paper now.
Hello, okay. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
thank you.
go ahead.
Today, I represent other author here. My name is Tauka Bahurdin. I'm from Indonesia. Um, I want to talk about the sentiment analysis predicting the position of Islamic political parties in Indonesia in the next election. The emergence of Islamic political party represent the political expression of Islamic society in Indonesia. However, after that, Islamic political party were deemed to have failed to meet public expectation. This evident from the recent election result, where Islamic political parties couldn't compete with the nationalist political parties. Ahead of the upcoming 2024 election, Islamic political parties are considered to have the opportunity to rival the strengths of nationalist political parties. The reason is that there have always been issues of leadership and representation from Islamic circle in the last several election periods, especially on social media. And our research question first, what result from Twitter sentiment towards Islamic political parties? How do sentiment analysis results predict the position of Islamic political parties in the upcoming election in Indonesia? This is our method, data source from social media, Twitter. Twitter search focus on keywords about Islamic political parties. There are PKS Party, PKB, P3, PAN, and PBB. And data collection we using Capture in Google Chrome, and 11,950 tweets were captured. And the next step, we coding the data. We using NV412 plus for identify sentiment. And the next and the last step, we analyze the data. This is our result and discussion. First, sentiment analysis on Islamic political parties. Figure 1 show that the sentiment of Twitter users regarding Islamic political parties are identified as still dominantly negative. This identification places Islamic political parties in an unstable position to accommodate their political interests in digital space, such as social media. It also indicates that the Islamic political parties are still not dominant, influencing public judgment and social media such as Twitter. And figure 1, dominant Islamic political party influence negative sentiment results. The data show that the PKS party is political party that dominantly influences sentiment result to be negative. As an opposition party, PKS is most highlighted by supporters or voters, especially from the National Party. This tendency has influenced the discussion and debates of social media users on PKS. These reasons also makes PKS the dominant Islamic political parties influence sentiments. Our conclusions, first, the political reality as illustrated by the result of the previous election coupled with the negative sentiment on Twitter is predicted to affect the position of Islamic political party in the next election. This indicates the Islamic political party cannot appear as a political party that dominate elections. It's also argued that the nationalist political parties will remain a strong axis for the upcoming election. Negative sentiment results are also predicted to influence the decision of Islamic political parties in the future to continue to form a coalition axis with national political parties. Consciously, it will encourage Islamic political parties to ignore their party's ideology. In addition, the result of negative sentiments is also predicted to encourage a change in the model of the campaigns in the future, which is more focused on inclusive national appeals or exclusive appeals to Islam, especially on social media. And the last one, this is predicted to be done naturally to secure his political position nationally. Islamic political parties can consider the contribution of this research in the future for self-evaluations. Thank you.
Yes. Which parameters you have considered for analysis?
We're using keyword focus on Islamic political parties. Yeah.
Which keywords?
All Islamic political parties in Indonesia.
Okay. How you analyze the keywords?
We try to we analyze the keywords. We using analysis tools like NV412 Plus, and then the analysis tools we using identify sentiments tools, just like that, sir.
So let me ask you a question here. For the data here, how did you collect this data? Did you collect the data from last election, or
no? Especially we don't limitation of time the data real time.
Like how long? How many years you collect the data, or what's the period that you do your analysis?
We don't using limitation the data with time, but all data in Twitter. We capture all the data from keywords about Islamic political parties. The trend of the data we capture and we send to analyze tools.
Okay, so I'm just curious, if you do for non-Islamic party, what did you get? You should really do as for the sake of comparison. If you get the same data from Twitter here, and you do the what's called here for non-Islamic party, maybe try to see if the analysis will be the same, or what exactly. And also, I have seen you are using what's called Nova 12 Plus.
Oh, sorry.
You are using software to do to deal with the data, but
yeah,
you have another. Yeah, do you have another software they use? They do social network analysis. You could. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Software analysis. We maximize the NV412 Plus. Just the analysis or software the data we're using NV412 Plus.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, presenter.
Yeah.
Can we have any other question from anybody? No. Look forward to closing remarks of Saksham, I think.
Okay, sir. So I sincerely thanks all the authors for their excellent presence and the presentation and the contribution in this session, and all our participants for being this part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during the 8th version of this conference and this previous 7th version of the conference. And we'll be happy to have you in the 9th version of the conference in 2024. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificate within 2 or 3 working days. Further, all the papers are already forwarded to the Springer, and the publications will be live in 6 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ICICT 2023. And I also thank our Session Chair, Dr. Muhammad Tawid and Dr. Nilesh Sable for chairing the session. A token of appreciation to the chairs on the behalf of Team ICICT 2023 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you for your valuable presence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good one, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, all of us. Now I request
Thank you very much. Thank you.
authors to turn on the camera for the quick snapshot. Yes, with the count of 3, 2, 1. Once again, thank you, all of you. Thank you, Dr. Sable and Dr. Tawid, to chairing the session. Once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Can we
sir.
leave,
Thank
sir?
you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.